Well, it says we're live. I guess we are. I don't know. Looks like there's one in there. Oh, well, Zach is in. So good morning, Zach. He must be on his lunch break. Ooh, that's not my coffee. I forgot. Here's my coffee. Let's finish that before we do that. This is a raspberry LMNT. Good stuff for you. Heard my phone go off. It's probably telling me I'm live. Yep, that's what it is. YouTube's letting me know I'm live. Okay. Well, we don't necessarily need to know all that. However, I will bring this up on here on my other channel so that I can edit what's going on. So, yeah. Somewhere in here it should be on there. Let's see, subscriptions. There it is. All right, I better turn the volume down on that. Yeah, Yardstream. Somebody commented last time about Yardstream. I have it up here on my computer. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I used to use Yardstream all the time because, it was pretty handy. And you could invite people in and do all kinds of stuff. But the last time I went to use it, it said that my membership was up and it was going to cost me like $24. And I'm like, I never paid anything for it to start with. And I couldn't figure out how to get it done any other way. So, yeah, that's what happened. So, somebody else just popped in there. Got another member in there. Justin is in there. Hello, hello, hello. Hello from Pill Hill Mafia. He doesn't say that. I did. I said that. If you don't know, ORC does live up here in Pill Hill. And that's kind of a slang name that came along with all the doctors because this used to be an area where all the doctors lived. Let me move that camera over a little bit. There we go. You can see in the background, I still got my tailgate up here. I've been beating around on that. I've got it pretty straight and I've got all the mechanisms working. Let's see. That video that I'm recording now will be out soon, but it's not out yet. Let's see. This Sunday's video is, I forget what it is. So next Sunday's video is, I think we'll be working on this tailgate. So Ron English is in there. Hello, sir. Good morning to you. I bet you've got snow where you're at. That's for sure. Or maybe you don't, but we still got snow here. I mean, we had probably close to 12, 13 inches total. And it hasn't, it's melted some, but it's never gotten warm. Now, today's the warmest. I think it's 32 degrees outside today. That's the warmest it's been in weeks. And it looks like it's 42 in the garage here. So I got a little heater going back there. And so we're trying to get her done. Yeah, I'll still have snow. It never had a chance to melt. Yeah, that's the way with us. It's not unusual for us to get snow, but it is unusual for us to have, like 2 weeks of below zero weather. So it's been really cold. Last Sunday when we drove to church, it was -11. And that's probably the coldest I've ever seen it around here. And I know people south of us have gotten it worse. I know like JB, I think he's got power now. I saw on one of his shorts, but his trees in his yard are all broke off. And Nashville, I have a friend that lives in the Nashville area, and gosh, it's really bad down there. So, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, our snow hasn't melted off yet. But, I'm pressing forward. I don't have my project. Still don't have it up here for me to work on for the No Name Nationals. But, I'm getting parts and pieces together. I took a trip. That's coming up in a video. I took a trip down south and got some parts and talked to Curtis Canary down there at Canary's Hot Rod Garage, and worked out some stuff with him. I'm going to go down there soon if we ever get the snow melted off, and get some more parts off of that old truck where we got the doors and hoods off of 2 years ago. He's getting ready to get rid of that old truck, and so I went down there, and there's a few pieces on it that I probably, oh, it looks, speaking of Canary's Hot Rod Garage, how are you doing? Getting up to 42 here today, a heat wave. Yeah, well, I was just saying it's 30, I think it's 31 or 32 degrees outside right now, and I went out to move Mama RC's van, or out of here, and I'm like, gosh, it feels like a heat wave out here. So I can understand. Yeah, it was sure cold the other day when I was down at your place, and we're definitely, I'm definitely going to have to come down again. I kind of enjoyed eating at that little old country store or whatever that place was called. That was pretty nice. Yeah, yep. So yeah, I know this is what we had laid out in here last week, but I'm trying to finish up that video today on this one. Just going to get it straightened up and working. I do want to take the chrome insert that's in there, and I want to take that all apart and clean that all up. And we will probably, most likely, once I get the fenders, because I've got a set of fenders that I want to finish getting them ready. So I figured we'll probably sand this down and prime it. And I don't know if we'll paint it because I don't know what vehicle it's going on, but at least get it in some primer. And then I'm going to put them away in my shed until I need them, or until somebody else needs them. Like I said, I was going to just rip this thing apart and take the mechanism out of it for my Chevy, but the whole thing works really good. So I may just, if I could find a Chevrolet insert instead of this GMC one, this one says GMC. If I can find a Chevrolet one, I may just paint that thing, that Chevy, that blue color out there, and put that one on instead of the one I have. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, video coming up. You'll be able to see some of Curtis's, a couple of his projects down there in his garage. So that video will be coming up in a week or so. And he wants to, he'd like to go participate in the No Name Nationals. I tried to talk him into just going out there on the website and go ahead and, pay your entry fee, and that'll put you in the No Name 500. And then you can actually start getting, people to subscribe to your channel. You will have to put a video or two up there. He's got a few videos, but he hasn't posted anything in a while. So, yep, Zach's back, it looks like. Hey, dude, yeah, well, I'm here. It's cold, but I'm here. Yeah. Zach is a good friend, and he is a smart computer guy. He's the one that helps me with all that. That's for sure. Yep, slaving at work. Hopping in and out. That's fine. I appreciate it. That's cool. It looks like there's 5 of you in there right now and 3 thumbs up. So go ahead and hit that thumbs up if you want to. I don't know what that does, but looks like somebody's pressing the heart button. So that's cool. Yeah, I mean, not a whole lot going on here, but I wanted to try to get in the habit of going live at at the same time every week if I can. Now, next Friday, I won't be going live because next Friday's my birthday, and the calendar is jam-packed for that day. So, yeah, I won't be going live next Friday, but we'll try to do these Friday morning things. I know some of you are at work, obviously, and I used to do that for like 40-some years, so I get it. But there's so many of you that have lives in the evening, and I don't want to take away from any of that. And so I'm just going to do mine in the, in the morning. So, Happy future birthday. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm just 65 and holding. I mean, there's no reason to go any more than that. So, uh, now my coffee's getting cold. That's how cold it is out here. Yeah. Curtis down there, Canary's Hot Rod Garage. He's got a nice shop. You'll see a little bit of it in the video coming up. I'm getting ready to edit that part actually. And I think, let me look. It doesn't come out this Sunday. Let me look and see what this Sunday's video is, because I forget. I try to stay a week or so ahead. Sometimes I get further than that ahead, and it's a big relief because, I don't need another job. This is supposed to be fun. Oh, yeah. Okay. So this coming Sunday's video is about the snowstorm that we had. I waited to put stuff out on that because, everybody else was chiming in with their snow and whatever. So that's what that's about. And we put some smoke detectors up in the garage. I figured if I'm going to be out here working in this thing and it's attached to my living or to my home, why I ought to, try to be a little safe if I can. So yeah, that's what this week's video is coming up. And then the video working on this tailgate and taking a trip down to Canary's Hot Rod Garage, that'll be coming up the following Sunday. And yeah, for those of you who don't know, I've been posting. I put out my videos every Sunday morning at 6:30, and I've been doing it that way for 4 or 5 years. So I don't know if that's a good time or not. I tried to change it a couple of times because if you go into your analytics on your YouTube studio, it tells you when the most people watch your videos. So I looked at that, and that's more in the afternoon or late evening or early evening, I mean. But also, if you look at the statistics about that, it also shows you that more people are watching it and clicking onto it in that time of the day, but they're not watching the whole video through. So the most people that watch my videos all the way through are ones that when it comes out like on Sunday morning. So I just left it that way. I've been doing it that way for years, and I left it. Okay, so Blue Grip Garage says, so we have something in common. Age. Anna's No Name National Mustang Ada Cam. Oh, no. And I am getting too old for this. Yeah. Yeah, I can kind of understand that. That's kind of why this past summer, with the Dodge pickup, when the pressure plate and clutch disintegrated, that's why I had Jack down there at It'll Run channel. His name of his channel is It'll Run. He lives south of me, and I contacted him and said, "Hey, you want to do a video on my truck? I'll pay you to work on it." But so yeah, I had to pay somebody to do that because crawling around, first of all, I don't have a lift. And second, crawling around underneath there and pulling all that down, it gives me nightmares of when I was a kid. And my dad, he did mechanic work for extra money in the garage sometimes. When I was younger, he didn't when I was older. But and I remember he had like a Plymouth Satellite in there with a 4-speed in it that he was putting a clutch in for one of his boss's kids, I think. But anyway, it doesn't matter. But he was wrestling that thing around in there with, had it up on car ramps. So he had some room, but he got that big 4-speed transmission down out there and laying on top of his chest. And I could, as a kid, I was probably 6 or 7. And he's like, "Oh, hey, I need help. And I'm like, "Oh, what am I supposed to do?" I was always, the only thing I ever really did for him in the garage at that age was, hold the flashlight and shine it in his eyes and stuff, but not purposely. But, it seems like that's the way it went. But yeah, he got down that thing on him and he finally got it off. And then, but I felt, I can still think about that and think how, I didn't know what to do, just to be honest with you. So I didn't want to get in that situation with that Dodge pickup out here. And, Kelly's back in her office doing her thing. And I'm out here struggling. And I'm like, and I'm just not as strong anymore as I used to be. used to, I could lift some weight, but, and I'm not saying I'm weak. It's just that, I'm definitely not what I was when I was 30. So obviously. So anyway, every time we do one of these lives, you find out a little more about me. If you join the channel, you'll find out even more, because we have a thing called Garage Talk on the channel. Once a month, I come out here and talk about stuff like that. So anyway, one of the things that I've got to do is I've got some pictures to hang back up over here of my grandpa when he worked for Ford when my dad was little, and he was like service manager or something at a Ford dealership in West Plains, Missouri. So I have a picture of him at that place that I want to put up out here in my garage. And then I also have his retirement picture when he worked. He retired from Allison's Transmissions up by Indy, and that's I've got that picture. So I want to hang those up out here. Grandpa meant a lot to me. He's the one that taught me how to fix things, not just replace parts, but try to fix something. Why do you want to spend the money if you don't have to? And I think that taught me a lot. In the military, I was, pretty much a parts replacement thing, when I was in the military as a mechanic. But one of the bases I was at, we didn't have that luxury because parts were hard to get. So, so I would actually take stuff apart and fix it. And people were like, I wouldn't have even tried that. I'm like, well, it doesn't work anyway. So why not try to fix it? So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's kind of what's going on there. Oh, yeah, I can see my calendar. My calendar's not on February. I need to change that over. I've got my Cold War Motors calendar up there. So, yeah, you guys can't see it from where you're at, but it's up that way. You can see it in some of my video shots, but I'll have to do a short here after a bit and record that and put that out. I need some shorts. People, I don't know what you guys do on your channel for shorts. A lot of the, obviously the big channels don't do shorts. And they'll tell you that shorts get you a lot of subscribers, but they don't get you viewers. And viewing long play video is where the money is at, unless you have, by chance, one of your shorts go viral. However, when you're a small channel like this, like my channel, I make about the same amount of money, which is hardly anything, on shorts every month as I do on long play video. So, if you get 1,000 or 2,000 views on a short, that pays about the same amount of money as it does if you get 65 people to watch your video. Now, with that said, if there was your bigger channels, they don't have 65 people viewing their long play video. They might have 65,000 viewing their long play video. And so at that point, I would say, yes, it would probably be silly to have short videos. But until you reach that clientele out there that actually watch long play videos like I do, because I don't really watch shorts. If I see somebody from the No Name Nationals has got a short on, I'll look at it and I'll scroll through till I find another one. But to be honest with you, very few short videos do I even watch. There's a young man down in Oklahoma, Jack. He's got a channel. Oh, that's funny. I never thought of that. His name's Jack, and so is Jack from Middle Run. But anyway, yeah. So if I see his short videos, I'll watch his short videos. I've been watching him for a long time. So, but anyway, generally speaking, yeah, I don't watch shorts. So I don't know what you guys think. I mean, do you watch shorts? Would you prefer shorts, or do you like long play video, or, I don't know. I'm just telling you what I do and what I like. So that's all I can do here. I thought something popped up, but nope, I guess not. So, yeah. I may, I think my coffee is all gone now. So I'll start on my LMNT. You have to poke a hole in there and get a bar in there and try to push some of this back out while I beat this down. I'm not sure. That thing's pretty bent up. But I'm sure some old farmer, he used his truck, That's what I'm guessing. And I only say that because where I bought this at was way down in the middle of the country. So Justin says he likes shorts, or he likes your shorts, meaning my shorts. Well, yeah, I try to make them, kind of, what's he doing? That looks stupid. I'm going to tell him about it. That's the kind of shorts I try to do. Now, I started doing shorts, and I may get back to that, like at the car shows and any place I'm at where I see interesting cars, and just doing the little 15 or 20 second kind of walkthrough of the car, just to show different car models. But it's kind of hard to do that in the wintertime because most people don't drive their cool looking rigs out in weather like this. I'm the only one that around here pretty much that drives an old vehicle in this kind of weather. So anyway, and rightfully so, they don't want to get them all rusted out. Around here, I mean, they spray that beet juice on the streets, and that stuff is unbelievably corrosive. You can't, when you get that stuff splashed up on the car, and then if you try to wash it off, I mean, you have to take you have to scrub it off of there. It doesn't just rinse off with the car wash. That stuff is really corrosive. I don't know what's in it. They call it beet juice, but at least that's what it's referred to around here. I don't know if it's made out of beets or what it's made out of, but it's corrosive. That's for sure. So, and then of course, they have salt and sand that they put on the roads around here. Now, a lot of places don't use those kind of products, and I don't know why we do. But I say we, I mean, the geographical area that I live in uses that. So anyway, so yeah, so we got one vote for shorts. Okay. Let's see here. What else is going on? So I know that I've got some brake issues with the 75 Chevy that I'm getting. It's got a line that's bad on the back. It leaks. And Russell tried to fix it, and he didn't have the right fitting. And so I have bought some fittings and some line because I may have to make some new brake lines for that. And I've got the tool, the double flange tool. So anyway, that stuff came in this week, so I've got that. Oh, something just popped up there. Looks like Canary's Hot Rod Garage says, I second the vote. So he must like the shorts as well. And then Justin says, if I recall, you usually wear denim shorts in the summer. Well, I don't know. They look like, not khakis, but what do you call camouflage. Yeah, the camouflage shorts. Yeah, generally, but they're made out of some kind of lightweight material. Kelly buys them at Costco. I don't know. My requirement for clothing is it has to have this little pocket on the side so I can carry my smartphone. Otherwise, I don't like them. That's even my, my dress pants that I prefer to wear if we go to church or a funeral or something. They still got the they're more like a carpenter's pant kind of thing, because I like to have pockets. And I carry a knife and I carry my little plier tool here, and you never know. I'm always the one if something breaks or something, I'm the one that gets looked at and says, "Can you fix that?" I'm like, well, I can't if I don't have tools with me. So Justin said, that's right, cargo pants. That was it. Yeah, I like those personally. And I've got some denim or some blue jean ones or denim or whatever too. But yeah, I got a big stack of that kind of stuff. Now it's funny. I don't mention this in the video, but Justin, one of our members here on the channel, he went with me down to Outfits Garage, and he was in the video. He did a lot of the filming, actually. So I packed and we took off. And the first day when I got to the hotel room for that night, I was like, you know what? I didn't really do anything today. I'm just going to wear the same jeans tomorrow. So I didn't even think about it. I just thought, well, I'll just get up and put those back on again, because all I did was sit in the truck. So the next day we went to Russell's and we worked, and I got all greasy, and I came back to the hotel and we were going to go out to eat, which we did go out to eat. So I went to put on clean jeans and I didn't have any. I had forgot. I had laid them out. I had plenty of shirts and underwear and socks and all that stuff. And I had laid my pants out, my jeans, and forgot to put them in the suitcase. So that night I had to wear those greasy jeans to the restaurant we went to. And then, of course, the next day driving home, I had to wear those jeans as well. So they were well broke in by the time I got home. That's for sure. Anyway, funny little stories like that. That didn't make the video. You can see it in the video. If you look at my clothes, you'll think, why has he got greasy clothes on? But anyway, that's why. We got home just in the nick of time on that trip, because I think that we got home Sunday, and was it Sunday night or Monday morning early is when it started snowing, and it snowed for like 2 days. So yeah, that's when we got all that snow, and it's still out there. Like I said earlier, it's still there. Whew. Yeah, I keep looking at this tailgate because I'm contemplating on what I'm going to do here. I still feel about the best thing to do is to poke a hole in here and shove. I've got some big long pry sticks. And get in there, and if I raise up and tap this way, because it's flattened right here, and I think that if I push down, I think it'll kind of pull that metal back up. And right here is a little low spot too, but I'm not going to be able to get anything that far back in there. So anyway, I got sidetracked. Oh, so I know that obviously there's still snow up there where Ron's at. I guess everybody else out there probably has snow still, and I think Curtis down there at Canary's Hot Rod Garage said it was going to get up to 42 at his place, so or his area. He's south of me quite a ways, so and it's warming up. It's 40. It's almost 43 degrees in the garage now, so it's coming up. I mean, if you're working out here, it's not too bad. So, but it's kind of cold. Other than that. This is basically a tent stake, for like those big tents. But I have used this thing. It's like a giant nail, and I have used this thing everywhere. Blue Grip Garage. What is hanging from the ceiling? Looks like something from Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Are you talking about these things? Those are my gourds. If you follow my other channel, RC Gardens, you'll see I grow gourds. That's one of the things I do. But they're gourds, and these are this past summer's gourds, and I'm letting them dry. You can see that they're starting to turn brown as they dry out here. And then this spring, I'll drill holes for birdhouses, get the seeds out of them, and then replant them. So that's the only thing. And I like these ones here because they look like, a shrunken skull or something. These are little ones here. These are a lot bigger. This one's about dry all the way already. So, but that's what, I hang them up out here. And in the back here, that part of the garage is heated all the time. I don't heat this part unless I'm out here. But that part back there has got like all of my bulbs and stuff that you have to dig up, like elephant ears and things like that. I keep them back there so they don't freeze. Because if I don't keep them back there, I have to put them in my basement. And I don't really. My basement's really tiny. We have a big house, a big ranch house, but it only has a small basement, and so there's just not room for all that stuff down there. Do you use them for the swallows? Well, I'm not sure what size hole you would have to drill for that. But I usually try to put a fairly small hole. I have a wren house out back, a store-bought one. And so far, the only thing that's ever lived in that has been sparrows. But I try to drill a small hole in these because I don't want, those big black Democrat birds or blackbirds in there. I mean, so I don't want those. I don't want to help those kind of birds out any. They're the ones that come out here and mess up my bird feeders and all that. So I'm not sure. Barn swallows, we have a lot of those around here. They try to build their nests on the side of the, up in the eaves on the house. When I catch them doing that, I break them, or I kind of knock that part down before they ever get up their nest, because they really make a mess. So I try to watch that, every few days I walk around out there and knock that stuff down in the spring, because let them go build on somebody else's house in the neighborhood. But not sure what kind of birds live in these. I know that some of these small ones, I've drilled a small hole in some of these small ones and hung them out in the trees, trying to get, because somebody told me that you could get hummingbirds. So for about 2 years I did that, and then I was like, I ain't gonna do that anymore. And then the following summer, I was mowing around one of the apple trees out here that still had one of those in it from the year before. And I'll be darned if there wasn't, there was a nest inside there for the hummingbirds. So I thought that was really cool. We didn't have many hummingbirds last year. I have a hummingbird feeder and some stuff, and they like our honeysuckle that grows on the north side of our house. And we didn't have as many hummingbirds this year. I don't know what happened. But we had one or two, and that was it. Let's see. Justin. Yeah, then they come and build on my house. Yeah, I noticed that you had. Well, one time last summer, I noticed you had some on your house, so that's why they're trying to build on mine, and I won't let them. So, but you got to keep on top of it every day because they're feisty. They want to. They find a place they want to build. They're bound and determined to build it. So. Well, I don't know if this thing will poke a hole in there or not, but if I was to get that in there about there, that would probably be about right. That's pretty hard right through there. I'd have to drill it to get that through. I wonder if I could just poke it from the back side. Let's see. I want to take this piece off over here. It's clip. And then we'll see if we can flip this thing over. Well, okay. I can get this one off here in one piece. That other one broke over there. This fellow could put the foam strip back on there if you wanted to, but yes, I mean, it's all just rotted out. Oh, man, you must be a union guy. You waited 35 minutes before getting to work. Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, and I got break coming up here pretty soon, so, you know. Let's see here. Yeah, see, like right here is where I need to smooth that out. And that thing there's bent too. Let's see if we can bend that back. Bent too. That thing just bent all the pieces. Oh gosh. Yeah. That there ought to come out a little too, actually. But I don't know that I'm going to do all that. If I'd brace under here and beat that down, and then maybe go this way, it might pop that out, but I just don't think it will without some sort of help. Punches. Wonder if heating it with a torch would help. Yeah, it might. I've got my acetylene torch over there. I don't know how MAP gas might get it warm enough. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna poke me a hole in there, and we may try that. Get that hole in here, and then we'll heat this area up right here, and see if we can, spread that apart a little bit. Well, we got us a hole in there now, but it ain't near big enough. I grabbed this concrete chisel. I also get to test out the smoke detectors. Yeah, no kidding. Justin says, do it. Oh, golly. I did, you talk about testing the smoke detector. So I put those out here, but I also changed all the ones out in the house. Because, that isotope that's in there or whatever is only good for like 10 years. Excuse me, I had to blow my nose. And so the ones in the house were over 10 years old. So we actually replaced them all throughout the house. So when I installed them, and they work really well, by the way, because Kelly cooked the other night and the things was going off. And what I was going to say about that, when I tested them and when they go off, our little girl dog, little Tallulah, oh my gosh, she just has a meltdown. I mean, she'll just start shaking. She does not like that sound at all. I mean, I don't blame her because I don't like it either, but yeah. So you'll be able to hear them if they go off, that's for sure. Okay, let's see if we can poke the hole in them here. We got that. Yeah, I can see where it's at. So maybe if I heat that up and push down and when it gets hot and tap it this way, that might bring that out of there. Let's just look and see if we can do that. As usual, I'm making a video while I'm talking to you guys, but it kind of just shows you this is how I do stuff. So, right or wrong. Well, where's that thing? Oh, right there. There's that. I don't know if this thing will get it hot enough, but we'll give it a shot. Let's see. I'd like to actually put a block of wood under that. There, that kind of pulls that a little bit. That way. That one will definitely go that far. To get any of this, we may have to make the hole bigger and get a longer one of these. Oh yes, that's tight because that's so thin through there. Well, let's give that a heat and see what happens. You ready for the fire extinguisher? Or for the smoke detector? Oh, that's pretty red. Actually, I didn't think it would do that. That made a difference. I don't know how much of a difference. I bet that's hot up there. You can touch that. All right, show you more. Well, so far so good. No smoke detectors yet. Remember, Curtis says, remember, wood and fire don't mix well. That's true. I can't watch. Yeah, I need more heat. I think so too. I could get the torch out. But actually, if you look at it, it was like this. It did come up some. I'm going to heat this and drive that dent down. And then I can shove a longer one in there, a little thicker one, and get up here and spread that out. I think it'll be pretty good. This one down here needs that too, but I don't. Other than drilling some holes and using my puller, I don't know how I would get that one out. And it ain't got to be perfect. I mean, just don't. So, anyway, yeah, well, it's about time for break. My contract says I don't have to work this hard. All right, so let's tighten this up. It's moving around with me. I see what I did. You gotta be smarter than these clamps, which I may not be. I'm going to heat that up right there. I think we'll try this right here a little bit. I believe we got our wood a little hot, don't you? That's all the coffee I had. What do we got here? I don't know what that was, but it was clear. That actually looks a lot better down through there. I wonder if we ought to heat that up and do the same thing right there. Because that actually brought that up just a little bit. I can't hardly believe that. Well, we've been on here pretty close to an hour. So looks like we still got 5 of you in there and we got 6 thumbs up. Well, thank you for doing that. Don't forget, if you need your RC Industry merch, you can head on over to shop RCindustry.com and you can pick you up a trucker's hat and a t-shirt and a hoodie, which I don't have a t-shirt or a hoodie on today. I'm supporting the No Name Nationals today. So, but yeah, and I've got my these on, but these aren't for sale yet. That's coming, hopefully. 7 thumbs up. Yeah, I see that. Well, that's the one-eyed cat. Thank you, sir. All right. You probably got snow up where you're at, too. All right. Eat this up while you guys are on here. Let's just, I mean, if we're going to play with the torch, let's just play with the torch. You know what I'm saying? Is this the right way to do that? Absolutely not. But that's how we're going to do it. I put one of them chrome pieces across there. You'll never even know that's all bent. Well, let's see how that looks now. Oh, put some oil on them things. Whoops. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But we'll throw it down there for now. So I can trip over it, you know. Let's see here. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's pretty straight here, but it's got the, and here, but it's got that natural little curve across there. I think that's going to work. The only thing I wonder if it did was warp this a little bit from heating it. You think it's warped any? I can't imagine that. It looks really good that way, but it is low right here. And that's still hot, by the way. It burns you. I think that's about as good as we're going to get that old tailgate. Yeah, I better slow down and take another break. Inch or two for a day. Got a foot there a week ago Sunday. Oh, wow. Well, it hasn't been, I mean, now, I won't say it hasn't been snowing here. Tuesday afternoon, it started snowing. And it was coming down really heavy, and I thought, oh boy, here we go again. But none of it seemed to just kind of blow away. It started to cover the driveway up again, and then it was gone. So, but just I don't know, 15 miles south of here, they had a lot of accumulation, about 2 inches. But all right, Curtis says he's got to go, and I think I'm gonna have to get out of here too. It's been an hour. Appreciate everybody coming in and checking in. And so anyway, as always, we're making it just like brand used here, baby.